Welcome to Raaonline. Today we will discuss about the ascending tracts of spinal cord. So today's competency will be enumerate ascending and descending tracts at mid-thoracic level of spinal cord. First of all, we use different terminology like tract, fasciculus, lemniscus. So all these terminology denotes that these are group of fibers which has same origin and same function, that is carries a same function, and it will have the same termination. These group of fibers will have same termination and it will be having more or less definite position in the white matter of the spinal cord. And it connects the spinal cord with either cerebrum, cerebellum or the brainstem. So this is the definition for a tract, or it can be fasciculus, bundles, or it can be lemniscus like a ribbon like bands. So that is the definition for tract. These are group of fibers which has same origin, function and termination, which will have more or less same definitive position in the white matter and going to connect the spinal cord with the higher centers. Now, in the last class itself, we have seen the various ascending tracts. So, the ascending tracts will be there in which matter of spinal cord? It will be in the white matter because these are all the axons. And there are ascending tracts which will be present in the anterior funiculus, lateral funiculus and the posterior funiculus. So these are all the various tracts we can see today. Spinothalamic tract, lateral and anterior, spinoreticular, spinotectal, and we have spinocerebellar tract and fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus. Okay, these are the various ascending tracts of spinal cord, out of which today we are going to discuss about the spinothalamic, spinocerebellar and fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus, because these three sets of tracts are very important. So we are going to discuss about the spinothalamic, fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus and spinocerebellar tract. These are very important ascending tracts of spinal cord. You just see in the picture where these tracts are located. The first one is spinothalamic. So the spinothalamic is red color one. You can see anterior spinothalamic in anterior funiculus and lateral spinothalamic in the lateral funiculus. So depending on the location, it is named as anterior and lateral. Okay. Then the next tract is fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. You all know these two tracts are present in the dorsal column or posterior column, fasciculus gracilis and cuneatus. And the third set of tract is the yellow color structure, and that is the spinocerebellar tract, anterior and posterior spinocerebellar tract. So first we will discuss about spinothalamic tract. So these ascending tracts going to carry the sensations from the periphery to the thalamus, and from the thalamus it is going to send it to the higher center, that is principal sensory area of the cerebral cortex. So this lateral spinothalamic tract is the pathway for pain and temperature. You can just remember LPT. Lateral spinothalamic tract is for pain and temperature. LPT. Remember? LPT. So lateral spinothalamic is for pain and temperature. Because when you read all the tract, you will get confused with the sensations, which tract carries which sensation. Okay. So all these ascending tracts will have orders of neurons. So from the sensation has to come from the skin. You all know that the pain sensation is going to come from the skin of the, either it can be from the upper limb or lower limb, or from the upper half of body or lower half of body. You all know that. So from the skin, these sensation will be carried via the nerves, the peripheral nerves, and these peripheral nerves will enter the spinal cord. So before entering the spinal cord, it will have the dorsal nerve root, the dorsal nerve root ganglion, where the cell bodies are present for that nerve, peripheral nerve. Okay. So the peripheral process will come and join with the cell body present in the dorsal root ganglion, and from the dorsal root ganglion, the axons going to start and end in the dorsal gray horn of the spinal cord. So from the skin to the dorsal horn of the spinal cord. So peripheral, it includes the peripheral process or the dendrite, and it includes the cell body and it includes the axon. So from the skin of a certain part and to the dorsal horn of the spinal cord. So that whole extent is known as first order neuron. So first order neuron is a neuron. So neuron, you all know neuron will have a cell body, peripheral process and the central process, right? So peripheral process will be reaching the skin and central process will be reaching the grey matter of the spinal cord. You just remember that. So first order neuron, it will have first order neuron and it will have second order neuron. So second order neuron is going to start from the other level where the first order neuron terminate. From there the second order neuron is going to start. And this second order neuron also will have one peripheral process or cell body and it will have a central process. And that central process is going to terminate in another region. So where we will have the third order neuron. And from the third order neuron, it is going to terminate in the higher center, that is in the cerebral cortex, sensory area of the cerebral cortex. So usually the ascending tracts will have first order, second order and third order neurons. And first order neuron is for all the ascending tract, it is same. The first order neuron cell bodies will be located in dorsal nerve root ganglion. Remember that. And the peripheral process will be reaching the skin and the central process has to either come to the spinal cord or the medulla. Okay. So you keep these things in mind and then we will discuss the ascending tracts. So first order neuron for spinothalamic tract is present in the dorsal root ganglion. Cell bodies are present in the dorsal root ganglion and the axons which is going to form the dorsal nerve root which is going to end in the lamina 4 to 7 of the dorsal grey horn of the spinal cord. So here this first order neuron is going to end. So here in the lamina 4 to 7 already you know it consists of the tract cells or the neurons. It is named as tract cells because it is going to give rise to the tract. So these neurons are going to act as a second order neuron and from here the second order neuron going to start here. This is the dorsal horn. Here will be the lamina 4 to 7. From here the second order neuron start and it is going to cross the spinal cord opposite side in the white commissure and from here it is going to ascend as lateral spinothalamic tract. Okay. So if we call this fiber as lateral spinothalamic, so this lateral spinothalamic tract consists of which order of neuron? It will be consisting of the second order neuron. Okay, because the second order neuron from here it is going to cross to the opposite side and ascend as a lateral spinothalamic tract. And these fibers going to end in the thalamus. And from the thalamus the third order neuron going to start and it is going to projected into the sensory cortex. Area number 312.